Good morning. Today we are doing something truly cursed. We are putting these three people together and we will create a multi-NPC dialogue. So this will actually be a really short video, and I think we can safely say that this is sort of for advanced modders, because this gets quite confusing, but I will show you something that works and perhaps you can work from that in your project. So we have now made a dialogue file between three characters, these three suspicious characters right here. And this dialogue has been assigned to Cassador because he is the one we're going to click on to speak to. I will show you the dialogue file and then the script and the outcome. So notice the order here. Cassador has the greeting node, then Mintara will speak, Daluria will speak, and we can ask questions to Mintara, Cassador, and Daluria, and of course then their answer node will be set to their character. So a little bit confusing since Mintara is a female drow. Let's see her name here, yeah. It is Mintara. So to get this script to work, I will first show you the script. I spent a long time playing around with this. I've had issues with this in the past. What we first need to do is to place the characters involved in this conversation into a database. So you can call it DB dialogues. And each entry for NPCs will need to have the character and then the dialogue resource that they are part of. I don't know if the order of this matters, but when you get to the actual script part, the order really matters, and that's what's so weird about this thing, because I can't quite get the logic. You might have to play around with it. But how you do it is as follows. You can, for example, use query select custom dialogue after generics. So when you click on Cassador to speak, then the dialogue will be selected. So you put character Cassador here and then player. Then, this is important, you use the DB selected dialogue. So that is your dialogue resource. That is the same dialogue that's connected to the characters up here in the INIT section. And then you have to place the three characters here in the script and the player. The order of these three lines really matters. Weird things happen when this order is not correct. And then, as you can see, so I put Cassador here first, so he speaks first. And if you remember from our dialogue file, then Mintara speaks and then Daluria speaks. Strangely enough, this is not the order you need to put them in the script. If you put, well, let me tell you how I actually did it. So if you put Cassador, Daluria, and Mintara, it works perfectly well. I will show you. That is not the logical order of the speakers in this conversation. So I think this is where people have a lot of issues with multi-way dialogues. I would suggest that you make the script like this. You build and reload. Test out your conversation. It needs to have a timeline as well. And then see if the characters speak in the right order. Another thing that might be important is to make sure that the nodes are not grouped. If the nodes are grouped, the timeline will have all of these different lines as sort of one chunk. And that seemed to make this conversation weird. So if you want to make sure that they are their own unique lines in the timeline panel, then you just make sure to not allow grouping here. So this is usually checked, but you can just uncheck it. If the nodes are grouped, then this line will be blue. And if the line is blue this way, these three lines will be one chunk in the timeline editor. So I ungrouped everything here, generated the timeline, made the script as I show you. I will also paste it in the YouTube description. And only if it's arranged exactly like this, the dialog works correctly. So let's see how it works. We are in here. Okay. Let's talk to Cazador. He is the one the dialogue is attached to in the sidebar. Well, we can see it right now, but yeah, you know how to do this. If you don't look at my earlier videos. Cazador, hello. You worm. Cazador is speaking. Mintara says, we could change her name if you wanted to be Mintara. For a fairy, you are quite handsome. Deliria says, they're gods. And then you have 3 different options to speak to the different characters. You can tell Mintara you can't romance Cazador, telling us to shut up. I made these end nodes, so I have to start the conversation over again to get to the options. You can ask Cazador what he's doing here, saying he's amassing a new family of superior drow spawn. And let's ask Deliria if she is now ready for our date. She says, let's go now. So I think we can call this a success. Now, finally, just for fun, let's make this non-end nodes and see if it still works. So if you're not making these end nodes and there is one end node attached to this node, then selecting any of these 3 will lead us back to this node, and then you can select the other options, right? So we now only have one end node. We will refresh this timeline. And we will speak to Cazador again. Yeah. So you see, now we get to select the other options. Let's see if it works. Cazador, what are you doing here? Yeah. Deliria, how do you feel about the date? She still wants to go, and I'm happy about that. So, Deliria, my new girlfriend and I, we can't deal with this, so we are leaving. Thank you for watching. Hope it's useful.